Welcome to the podcast Unimagined, where current and former students share how they imagine education in schools could be regarding student leadership. We ask them to share about their experiences and offer advice on how we can all do better.
When we clear the floor of the obstacles, imagine what they will do. I know you can imagine too. I know you can imagine too.
In this interview, Caroline Weatherby, a current post-grad student who is part of the Life Skills program. Last week, you listened to Evan Dow share his story working with students in the Life Skills program. This week, listen to one of those students who's benefited from student leaders giving them a chance. Welcome, Caroline. I actually want to start with a really fun question. Can you tell me what your nickname was in high school?
My nickname was Molly.
Molly. Why did you have the nickname Molly?
I go to every game and I go to every production put on.
Yeah, so it sounds like maybe it was because you had enormous amount of school spirit. And do you want to tell me who gave you that nickname?
It was Mr. Marceau because Jean Stork was married to a Molly Stork and she had spirit too.
Molly Stark was married to John Stark, and you said she had a lot of spirit because she was his wife, right? And she really supported him, just like you supported all of the sports teams and all the performances of the performing arts at the school John Stark. Were you on any sports teams?
I was playing field hockey and basketball and volleyball.
Wow, 3-season athlete, Caroline. That's pretty impressive.
Caroline, what is Life Skills?
Life Skills is a group of people that has special needs. You can do math, community class, English class, and it's one teachers can help them grow in their education. And
Is that specific to your high school, or is that something that is in more than one schools across the state?
More schools have a program like Life.
Cool.
Carol, can you tell us about Unified Sports?
Unified Sports at John Stark and every other school have basketball and volleyball, and it's when our peers help the special needs people play basketball and volleyball.
Was this something that was already at the school you went to, or was this something that sort of came while you were at John Stark?
It started when I got there. By my sophomore year, I decided to play unified basketball. It was fun.
So you did Unified Basketball, and then you were on the regular varsity field hockey team. What season was the Unified Volleyball team?
It was in the spring time.
So you played field hockey freshman year. Sophomore year, you played field hockey and Unified Basketball. And then your junior year, you added Unified Volleyball? Yes. Okay. Which one of those sports did you enjoy the most?
I liked the basketball.
We're talking about how you not only played sports, but were a big supporter in your school. What is one thing that you really liked when cheering on your peers, and one thing you really liked when you were playing?
I liked it making my friends posters and going to their games, just watching them play. What did I enjoy playing is that It was fun, and it was fun to like go against other teams because I can be active.
When you played unified sports, who was your partner for unified basketball? Do you remember?
I think it was Maddie.
Can you tell us about Best Buddies?
Best Buddies is a inclusion group that I peer and I like special needs people are one-on-one, and we do stuff like in June we're having a Best Buddies friendship walk, and it's one like everybody can go. My best buddy is Maddie, and we like hang out all the time.
What were some of your fondest memories about Best Buddies?
So 2 years ago we went to the Fisher Cats game. It was fun. And then we had parties for Christmas, for Thanksgiving too.
Will you talk a little bit about your experience in life skills in high school?
They do these thing called job schools, and it's when a special needs kid can go to a different site and we can do a job. And I worked at Country 3 and I worked at Pat's Peak. And then I just like the teachers and the students that are in life schools.
There was another program at your school called Peer Leadership, and that is where I met Caroline. Can you tell me why you wanted to be a part of Peer Leadership?
Peer leadership was something I wanted to do because I supported peer leadership and I always wanted to be one. In my freshman year, we had peer leaders and it just was so much fun. And I was like, I wanted to be a peer leader. I went out of my comfort zone and I applied to be a peer leader. In my first year, I didn't make it in. By the second year, I made it in.
I remember you pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. The first year you applied, it was the interview, right? That was the part that really kind of made it hard for you. And then the second year that you applied, found a way to make you feel more comfortable. And we actually made you a liaison, and you connected both groups and provided things for both groups to do together. What were some of the things that the peer leaders did with your help?
The peer leaders went to our unified sports games. And every Friday we had peer leaders come in and stay with us and play games with us and play Kahoot with us. And every Monday I played games with them.
As a student leader, can you give me one struggle that you faced as a peer leader and then one thing that came kind of natural to you, was easy for you?
I struggled with not being patient with the lives, like with the students, because I was impatient. And one thing I like helping people, and it came naturally to me. I just like helping people.
Yeah, Caroline has such a big heart, and that's another reason why Carol got the nickname Molly Stark, because she was always looking for ways to help other people and find ways to bring people together, which was so awesome. Do you have a favorite memory from high school?
My favorite memory was that I was playing basketball and I got a buzzer beater for basketball. And my other favorite memory was that I went to the hockey semi final and I went to the championship and they won.
Yeah, those were pretty great memories. Carol, do you remember playing basketball against me? Can you tell Taylor about what we did that for that pep rally and that game?
So we had a pep rally, and it was the unified team versus the teachers, and all the students went, and all the teachers went, and I stole the ball away from Miss Conley.
You sure did. That was probably my favorite thing ever because it was like you took it right from me. And Caroline, you're right. The stands were packed. Every student was there, every teacher was there, and it was one of the coolest things. I think that is probably one of my favorite memories from the times that you were there at John Stark.
What's a specific memory you can think of an adult helping you during your time with Unified Sports?
During basketball game, I got tired, and my coach asked me if I needed to take a break, and I did.
I would really like it if you could take a minute to think about some advice that you would like to share with other students out there, any type of student.
My advice for them is to be themselves and get involved with stuff and be true to yourself. Go out of your comfort zone. Just make memories.
That's awesome. I love it. And I'm sure you're taking a lot of that with you beyond high school. So leading into that, what are you doing? Tell us a little bit about what your life is like right now.
So I still go to John Stark. I'm being a postgrad until I'm 21.
Caroline, were you accepted to a program at New Hampshire Technical Institute? I think it's called the IMPACT program. IMPACT stands for Inspiring the Mastery of Post-Secondary Achievements in College and Career Training. That was something that you had to apply for. You were accepted and you started before COVID started.
I started Impact in October through March.
And what were some of the things that you did in the IMPACT program?
So we learned to budget and save money, and we went on walks. And every Tuesday we had job shadowing it, and we made food so people can go into the kitchen. And we made apple pie once. We made fried dough.
Do you have any advice for teachers? How about a teacher like me, Caroline? What would you say to other teachers or somebody like me to be better, to be more inclusive?
My advice is to include life school students and other students and have them spend time with the life schools.
Yeah, I do think that that's really valuable advice to ask teachers and remind teachers to allow other students from their class an opportunity to go and be with the life skills, because I think it's easier to get involved in class and then you make friends. When we did adaptive PE, we were trying to bring some freshmen in to work and play games. What did you think about having the freshmen do that?
I liked it when they came in because they can see what it was like and what we do.
Well, it was so great to see you.
It was really nice to meet you.
There really is something special about Caroline. This recording was done in March. Since then, Caroline stepped outside of her comfort zone again and asked one of her fellow students to go to prom with her, a prom like no other. After COVID and the experiences we all had, it was a memory she will never forget, as her and her date were both named prom king and queen. What a wonderful sentiment of the inclusion for these students in a school.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Unimagined. If this episode spoke to you, like it. If you think someone else could use it, share it. Or if you know of a student who has a story to tell, connect them to us. You can find me on Twitter at lconnell20. The theme music for this podcast was written and produced from a former colleague of mine, Keith McLinden, who is also an educator at a vocational school in Massachusetts.